Hello my beautiful ninjas and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are all having an awesome day. So of course, as you guys can tell by the title, in today's video I want to share with you guys the books that I would like to read for 2019. I've definitely been reading a lot more, but I still want to go ahead and amp it up for next year and just to do a little bit more, just to be more productive and just to kind of like expand my level of understanding and knowledge of different things. So I want to go ahead and just list some of the books that so basically it's going to be 12 books that I want to read in 2019. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull up my list so I can go ahead and jump right into it. This is going to be a very short and sweet video. I just want to go ahead and share with you guys some of the books that I want to read, and what I'll do is I'll just put a picture next to me so you guys can see what the books look like. And of course I will also do, for 2019, I will be doing monthly book reviews. So once a month I am going to be sharing with you guys what I thought about the book that I read for that month, and then of course you know, letting you guys know if I would recommend them or not. Okay, so I want to go ahead and jump right into it. I am going to be listing the books that I plan on reading down below in the description box, but I don't have them in any particular order. So in the description box I will let you guys know if I've read it already and I'm just going to reread it, or if it is going to be a new book to me. So I just wrote the list down and it is what it is. So okay, so the first book that I want to go ahead and mention to you guys that I do want to actually reread is it's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That book is amazing. It's really just about kind of like understanding and just grasping the understanding of presence, just being in the present moment, and just, I feel like just the fact that you are your most powerful when you are in the present moment, because you can only do something with the now. You can't do anything about the past, you can't do anything about the future necessarily, because you can't prevent certain things from happening in the future. But if you want to go ahead and set yourself up for the best way that you can for the future, it's about mastering now. So that book was really incredible. I really enjoyed that book, so I definitely want to reread it and just kind of like get back into that space, just because I'm, you know, decluttering and just making space for just different things right now. I'm in the process of doing that, so I think that would be a very good book to read again for next year. The next book is a new book to me, and it's also by Eckhart Tolle, and it's called A New Earth. I've heard so many people tell me that it's an amazing read. I'm not really sure what it's about, but just knowing Eckhart Tolle and the way that he writes, I'm sure that it'll be an incredible read. So I definitely want to go ahead and pick that up as well. So what I don't have the books on hand with me because I typically read, I have physical books, so some of these are going to be physical books that I have, and then some of them are going to be basically on my Kindle. So it's going to be a little bit of both, but it's great for you to have physical books along with just kind of like stay away from the screen, okay? The screen is a trap. The screen is not good for your eyes. The energy and the radiation from like electronic devices are not really that good for you anyways. So it's good for you to have physical books on hand. I just didn't want to bring too many books and just have too much in front of me. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave a picture next to me, like I said. The next book that I want to mention is a book that I have read already, and it's called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. I feel like, as you can tell by the title of the book itself, it lets you know what it's basically going to be talking about. Just being in control of your thoughts and understanding how to master and to control your thoughts, because your thoughts do have an effect on how your day is, the amount of effort and determination that you'll have in, you know, pursuing certain things in your life, and just your overall life in general. The way that you think definitely does affect and also shapes what happens in your life as well. So As a Man Thinketh is a really great read. If you guys have not yet picked that up, I would definitely recommend that you do so. But I want to do full like reviews and let you guys know the full lessons that I've learned from these books. So that's why I do plan on doing monthly book reviews for next year. So if you guys are into that type of stuff, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn on your bell notifications, just so you're notified when those videos are actually uploaded. So the next one is called The Alchemist, which I'm pretty sure that most of you guys have read before. It's awesome. Like, I cannot rave about that book enough. it's really just about kind of like finding your inner self, finding your inner being, and just being able to kind of like walk in your truth type of thing. That's what I got from the book thus far, and just finding your inner genius, as they call it as well. So that book is really, really, really an amazing read. It's one of those books where it's like you just keep flipping and you're like, oh my goodness, I need to figure out the ending. It's kind of like you know where it's going, because it kind of like pulls those things out of you as you're reading, but you just want to get to the end to kind of like see how the author actually finishes everything off. So it's an amazing read. And The Alchemist is by Paulo Coelho. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but it's an amazing read. The next one is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I feel like I'm probably the last person on the planet that has not read this book because it's such a popular book, and I actually started reading it, but I never went through the whole book. So I definitely want to go ahead and do that for next year. I want to go ahead and go through the whole book, take my notes, and just kind of soak in the information that they give as far as what the habits would be for the people that are most effective. If you think about the fact that, you know, it's 10% of everyone in the world are the most wealthy people. That's crazy that 90% are pretty much kind of like not living to their fullest potential, just living kind of in mediocrity. And I'm not judging anybody because I'm in the 90% right now, okay? So I'm trying to change that up. So I feel like just when you recognize that there's so much room out there, and as much competition as you think there really isn't. If 90% of us are pretty much, you know, just not really living to our fullest potential, that means there's so much space and room for you to, you know, pursue your dreams and for you to be successful at it. So I definitely want to go ahead and read that. The next book is also a book that I feel like everybody should read, and I feel like it's one of those books that I need to definitely, because I started it but I never fully finished it, but I think that it's really one of those things just that teach us how to kind of like control our thinking, and it's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I'm probably one of the last people as well that would, you know, read this book, but I definitely would love to master and to kind of like tackle that for next year, and just to take my notes and soak it up and just help it to mold and to shape me to become a better person, and to just kind of pull that better me out of me, if that makes sense. So Think and Grow Rich. The next one is How to Win Friends and Influence People, I think is the full title, by Dale Carnegie. I started reading this book as well, and the reason I really wanted to read this book is because I'm an introvert. So I don't really, not that I don't like people, and I've actually heard someone, and I'll leave her channel down below, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, I think it's like Amy Mandino or something like that. She's on YouTube, and I heard her basically describe or explain what introverts mean, and I loved her explanation of it. She basically said it's not that introverts don't like people, it's just that interaction, like human interaction with other people, just kind of like takes a lot of energy out of us. So I feel like this would be a really good book for me to kind of learn how to be more social and sociable to people. Although I have a YouTube channel, I'm in my house by myself right now, just looking into a camera, so I still feel like I'm being true to myself, but I'm still able to share myself on camera and to hopefully entertain and to, you know, basically influence you guys in that way. But I definitely would love to be more sociable next year, and just kind of like be comfortable with the uncomfortable. So I'm hoping that this book definitely gives me that. So the next book that I want to go ahead and read is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I've heard so many people that are wealthy, very effective people talk about this book and how it's kind of like changed their perspective on money and things like that, and just kind of like your mindset and the way that you perceive things and the way that you go about things. So I definitely would love to read this book as well. The next one, called The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. If you guys know me, okay, I love Grey's Anatomy, like in love. Not so much the past like maybe 3 or 4 seasons, but I still watch it, even though I feel like it's kind of you know, just in my opinion, I still watch it because I love Shonda Rhimes, the actors and actresses in the show, and just like I just love it. I followed the story from the very beginning. I still rewatch the seasons all the time. So I definitely wanted to go ahead and actually read this as well because it's Shonda Rhimes, and I love what she's done thus far. And I heard, I think it was like a TED Talk that she did where she talked about basically just kind of like the precipice of what brought her to write this book, and basically her experience in saying yes for a full year. And I definitely would love for 2019 to be kind of that year for me, that I'm saying yes to myself, you know, just yes to opportunities that I want, you know, and just pushing and stretching myself to the fullest capacity. Not yes to other people and doing things that satisfy other people, but just saying yes to me and not pushing myself to the side as much as I have in the past. So I definitely would love to read that. The next one is basically a book that I've always seen on Kindle, and I don't know why, but I feel like the cover of it I like the colors, and I don't know. And I like the title, so I feel like I'm always drawn to it, so I definitely want to read it. It's called The Untethered Soul. I have no idea what the book is about. I didn't even read the description of it or anything like that, but I would love to read it. If you guys have read that book before, let me know down in the comment section how you guys like it. If you guys have read any of these books before, let me know how you guys like it, and what other books you guys would actually recommend to me as well. But I don't know why, but I feel like The Untethered Soul, I love that title, and I just love the cover. Like the colors just kind of draw me in, so I definitely want to read that, and it's by Michael Singer. And then the next book that I want to go ahead and read is The 48 Laws of Power, and it's by Robert Greene. I'm probably the last person on the planet, like I said, that has read this book or that will read this book. But in 2019, it's definitely a thick book, that's for sure. But I saw something on YouTube where they kind of like broke down the 48 Laws of Power, kind of like in a sped up version, just kind of give you kind of like an idea of what the laws are. And I loved it. So I was like, yeah, I definitely want to go ahead and pick up the book and just read it. So that's going to be another book. And then the last book that I want to read is one that I have already here. It's a physical book that I have, and it's by Tony Robbins, and I think it's called The Giant Within. I didn't actually write it down, but I'm trying to look at my bookcase, but you know I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't see. But I think it's called The Giant Within, and it's by Tony Robbins, and I would love, love, love to read that as well. And I actually went to a conference with Tony Robbins, not the ones that he has that's like, you know, a couple of days or like a weekend or something like that, because those are pricey, honey, okay? But I would love to experience that as well. But I did go to a conference that they had in Fort Lauderdale, and it was Tony Robbins and a whole bunch of other people as well. That's not what this video is about. And I thought that it was really empowering and just really great. So I really want to read that book as well. I actually got like halfway through that book, and I don't know, the book's so thick that I was just like, okay, let me just take a break. And then the break has never ended, so I definitely want to go ahead and reread it again. And it's just about basically pulling out the giant within, because we all have giants within us. It's just about activating it and just being able to honor it so that we can walk our lives through, you know, basically the giant that we have within us. So hopefully this has inspired you guys to try to read more as well yourself for next year. Like I said, I will be doing monthly book reviews to let you guys know what I think about these books, what I've learned from these books, so on and so forth. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for that as well. But if you guys have read any of these books, definitely let me know in the comment section what you guys think about them, as well as if you have any other recommendations for other books as well. So some of these I may be able to read faster than a month. I'm not going to rush it because I really want to go ahead and get the, you know, the whole gist of everything and just kind of like implement some of the things that I learned within the book. But at the same time, I feel like in case I do read more, I will make sure to let you guys know. So I'm always down for suggestions as well for additional books that you guys think that would be great and life-changing for me. So that's going to be the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I will make sure to leave the links to everything that I can down below, as well as which ones I've read, as well as which ones that I would love to read for next year as well. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have really been enjoying the content that I've been creating. I will be doing a lot more giveaways on my channel as well, especially for next year, just because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm so blessed, and I feel like I'm so grateful for my blessings that I just want to pay it forward, and I just want to give back to some of you. It's not going to be one of those things where I'm just giving away a whole bunch of makeup and things like that. I want to just do maybe like book giveaways as well. So if you guys would be interested in something like that, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. And as far as the list that I mentioned to you, I'm not sure of which one I'm going to read first. I kind of was like, I want to just kind of like put the names of the books in a little bowl and just kind of shake it up and just pick one out and share it with you guys now. But a part of me is kind of like, I don't know. I don't know, okay? I don't know. I just feel like that's what I was going to do. But then I'm like, you know what? No, I want to kind of like go with my instincts and go with my gut and just say yes to me. So I will make sure to leave down below in the description box, so make sure that you guys check down there which book I will be reading first. So of course, thank you again. I'm so sorry if this video was super duper long. I intended for it to be very short and quick and sweet, but thank you again so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are all having an awesome day. Like I mentioned, make sure that you leave your comments down below with everything that you want me to know, and of course make sure that you subscribe to my channel for more as well. Be safe, stay blessed, and remember to always treat yourself, because you truly deserve it. Thank you again. Peace out.
What we do here is go back.